Welcome to Mediocre Gaming, and today we're playing Helldivers 2. Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I'm Zarel. Let's get to it. So today we're cleaning up the pea planet known as Meridia, but before we get to that, if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and ring that bell to be notified of all future episodes as soon as they go live. So let's get into it. So like that old saying, they're welcome to our ool. Notice there's no P in it, and we'd like to keep it that way. Meridia is a lot like that. It's gotten really bad, and instead of trying to clean it up, we're just going to burn it down. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to get the dark fluid, some gravity fluid, some black hole concentrate, whatever you want to call it, whatever it happens to be. Something that they've come across from the first galactic war with the Illuminate. So there's a tie-in with the Illuminate here. And we're going to pump it below ground level at Meridia. And then the whole planet is just going to implode. That's the current story arc. And, you know, it's interesting to see how Meridia has transformed from putting the termicide towers in to turning them off to what it is currently. Now, in order to do this, you're going to need dark fluid, and you're transporting it on the super destroyer. If you talk to one of the members of your crew, they're like, I don't know how I feel about transporting dark fluid. So they're a little bit uneasy about it, even though it's totally safe. Now, depending on what difficulty level you're playing on, you're going to see more and more wandering bugs and bugs attacking the higher the level it goes. Now, we'll fast forward here a little bit. You need to call in the dark fluid vessel and pick it up. So that means that your backpack slot or someone's backpack slot is going to be taken up by this dark fluid. So you need to be aware of that right off the bat. And you won't know where you need to drop these off at until you've picked one up. So you have to call one down first, pick it up, and then it says, oh, here are the different places you need to put it. And then it says, hey, deploy the dark fluid, done. Transport it to the payload site. So we need to find the payload site, and then we need to drop it off there. But before we can do that, we need to call in another mission stratagem. So there we go. Found it on the map. This is where we need to go. And just have to kind of deal with the enemies as they pop up. These spore spewers, I like to take out. They don't cause a large problem with the haze like usual. I don't think anyway, but they're going to cause a problem, so make sure you take them out. Now there we go. We need the tectonic drill. Now, unlike the geologic surveys, those drills are invulnerable. No matter what the enemy throws at it, no matter what you throw at it, they're going to survive. Unlike that, these tectonic drills will take damage and will get destroyed. So you have to be really close in order to be able to use the stratagem, call it down. Once it comes down, you're going to interact with it. You're going to take that backpack dark fluid and put it in the slot there. There we go. Looks a lot like that geologic survey, except now it's got a slot instead of a panel. Now you have to defend. And just like the geologic survey, you're going to have enemies popping up all around you. And depending on the difficulty level, you'll see different types of units as well as the number of units. So number and type of units are going to change depending on what your difficulty is. And of course, or obviously, it's going to be more difficult to complete your mission the higher the difficulty, as you would expect. Bile Titans are big baddies, and just like that, the drill's gone, and as you would expect, gonna have to redo it.
Calling in reinforcements.
Objective critical stratagem available.
So much fire. Anyway, it is important to note that this is very similar to evacuating the emergency personnel, where you have to go to a spot and then you have to defend that area. It's the same thing here. Even though you're picking up the dark fluid and then taking it somewhere and then calling down another stratagem and then defending. You're essentially defending yourself, and then you're defending the drill. And I ran out of ammo and there's no resupply available, but it is coming in now. So difficult to keep going when you have no ammo to use. Alright, so there we go. Drills back in. Helldivers are mainly back in. Insert it, and then defend. And it's just going to be like the last time. Although hopefully it'll be successful this time. You want to keep any enemies from getting close to it and doing damage to the drill. You can see there's a little aura around it. You know, any long-range enemies you want to take out, and of course all the melee enemies you want to keep from getting close enough to do melee damage. And of course, Chargers and Bile Titans are the worst of the worst because they'll be able to take down the drill in one swipe. So there we go. It's just squeezing all that dark fluid below the surface to a predetermined location. And boom, we're done. Don't have to worry about that Bile Titan anymore, but we're going to take it out because it's dangerous. So now we're going to go to the next site.
Out of ammo.
And out of ammo again. You don't know how tempted I am to pick up that weapon. So there we go.
West, 50 meters.
Now you only have a certain number of tries before you fail. You can only call in 12 dark fluids vessels. So every time you put one into the drill, that is a try. You lose your dark fluid vessel and you'll have to call in a new one.
Got equipment.
There we go. Had the shield generator backpack for 2 seconds. And then picked up the dark fluid vessel. There we go. There's another spore spewer. Gas strike isn't going to do it. And I think he was a little bit too close. Alright, there we go. Cooldown's back. There, took it out. Now, if you see any bug holes, go ahead and take those out too, because those will cause you problems as well. They're going to generate enemies on an increased basis compared to what you would normally have.
Objective equipment. Marking location.
Now, as you saw there,
Never mind. Bugs.
I tried to call in the tectonic drill in a more defensible location, but it wouldn't let me. It's a very, very small radius that you can throw it, and after that, it's going to be outside of the range, and it's not going to come down. Just like if you were throwing a stratagem outside of the bounds of the map. There we go. Get some ammo. Get some stems, and we're ready to go. Put this vessel in. And moving forward. And then just like that, just like the last time, you're going to have breaches coming from any of 3, 4, maybe even 5 different directions.
Active data. Reloading.
So it's important to have different people looking in different directions so they can take out these bugs as they're coming up. Because you want to get rid of them before they get to it, not there. See, and oops, it failed. So we lost a dark fluid vessel, and we have to call another one in. We're down to 9. And there's always 3 payload sites that we have to deal with. So regardless of what your difficulty level, you have to do 3 payload sites. Actually, I haven't looked at the lowest difficulty levels, but I know at least at level 4 you still have 3, and then level 9 you still have 3, so that's quite a bit.
Sending in an eagle.
Try to clear out the area before we start. Get close enough. Pulling the stratagem. Yeah, so also unlike the geologic survey, you don't have an automatic spot where it calls in. You actually have to throw it. And you have to throw it in that very small radius, otherwise it won't count. So there we go. It's open. And try again. So whatever stratagems you normally use for defending an area, like the geologic survey or like the emergency personnel evacuation, any of those are likely to be a good choice for this one. And remember that the backpack slot for at least one player is going to be taken by the dark fluid vessel for at least a decent portion of the mission. And it's going to feel like you have enemies coming from every direction, especially at higher difficulty levels. The main thing, of course, is to keep that drill intact. There we go, we got it. It was looking real grim, but we were able to do it, and that's all that matters.
Democracy has landed.
So there you go, it says recover the drop backpack.
Dropping a pin.
We can
50 meters.
do that, or we can just go and then call a new one in. As long as it's not the last one, it's not a big deal. Now, I will say that there is currently an issue where the game is not counting
Active equipment.
part of the main objective as being complete. So it'll count the deploy the dark fluid, but it won't count the payload sites for whatever reason. So hopefully they get that fixed relatively soon. Since this is part of a major order, and
Objective located.
we're likely not going to be doing this to other planets.
Attack pack inbound. Requesting advanced weaponry.
There we go. We just have to defend. Yeah, always got to be careful around anyone that has a flamethrower. And if that's you, you got to be careful around yourself.
Requesting fortification.
we got a whole bunch of bugs coming in over there. There's a few bugs coming over here. The guy with the flamethrower, I think, got it. There's a couple of breaches.
Air support.
Oop, I think that might have been a little bit short. And if you think this is the worst part, it is not. Because once you get all of that done, then you have to extract. And extraction is actually the worst part of this mission. As soon as you get to where the mission is complete, you're going to be bombarded not just with regular enemies, but also with
Calling down
swarms and swarms of shriekers. So good luck.
extraction.
Hopefully we're able to complete this major order in short order. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to check us out on social media, and thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. And we'll see you next time.
Deploying reinforcements.
Reporting to the front. Injury? What injury?
ETA, T-minus 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Eat this!
ETA, T-minus 1 minute.
Eagle 1 rearming. Be back shortly.
Requesting sentry.
ETA, T-minus 30 seconds.
Bug tunnel breach.
ETA, T-minus 20 seconds.
Hell divers never die.
Half reinforcement budget remaining.
Rolling in orbital strike.
Firing orbital strike.
Throwing supply beacon.
Pelican 1 approaching pickup.
Requesting air support.
Keep moving.
Say hello to democracy.
Eagle 1
Countdown initiated.
My life
Stand by for
is
takeoff.
Let's reload.
Extraction complete. Pelican 1 beginning ascent.
Thank you. Another victory for the right side of history.